Hi there and welcome back. Let's review Kawasaki disease today. Kawasaki disease is also known as mucocutaneous lymph node syndrome, and we'll get into that details, but let's just try to first understand the very concept of what this disease is all about. Kawasaki disease is a type of vasculitis that affects medium arteries. So the patients with Kawasaki disease can have symptoms like rashes on the palms of the hands, soles of feet, in the eyes, and on the tongue called strawberry tongue. Talking about etiology, still unclear. The geographic and genetic influences still unknown. But first discovered in Asia by Dr. Kawasaki and mostly affects the children of Asian descendants. Dr. Kawasaki first reviewed a case and diagnosed as a fever of unknown origin. And after reviewing many cases like this, Dr. Kawasaki decided to publish this disease and hence named as Kawasaki disease. Mucocutaneous lymph node syndrome. Kawasaki disease is also known as mucocutaneous lymph node syndrome. Muco means mucus. Cutaneous means membranes. So like wet surfaces such as mouth, skins on hand or feet or our eyes, okay? And the lymph node syndrome, the typical seen in this disease is cervical lymph nodes. So basically the swallowing of the nodes in the necks, that is commonly seen here, and that's why the name given is mucocutaneous lymph node syndrome. Okay. Remember in the beginning we were saying that this affects the medium arteries. So inflammation of blood vessels, and we are dealing with medium vessel. Why immune system decides to damage the blood vessels in this disease is really not known. The diagnosis is based on the symptoms such as red eyes called conjunctivitis, more prominent redness of the mouth, redness of the palms, and the redness of the soles, plus red body rash. The red rash plus fever over 5 days, and if the child is less than 5 years old, then think about Kawasaki disease. Better to diagnose this disease early, otherwise if it continues, it may damage the heart. If the clot in the blood vessel of the heart, if it impacts, then it may lead to the, as you know, the MI or the myocardial infarction, or simply speaking, heart attack. It may also cause cell death of the vascular muscles called papillary muscles of the heart, and if that happens, the heart cannot work properly as a pump. And it may also lead to pericardial effusion, which means the collection of blood outside of the heart due to the rupture of the blood vessels. And that is a very serious issue. So imagine Kawasaki disease, just to recap or to recall, imagine a kid on a Kawasaki motorcycle, right? driving fast, and as a result the heart rates goes fast. He drives faster, so the heart rates go fast. He drives on the Kawasaki motorcycle, right? And what he does, he is using his feet and his hands, right? So that imagination may help you remember the conceptual mechanism or the symptoms and how to summarize the disease. So one outstanding characteristic here is that this is most commonly seen in the children less than 5 years, and especially boys. And there are statistics to support that. It is believed that this Kawasaki disease is self-limited and it resolves in 6 to 8 weeks with or without treatment. But if left without treatment, then statistically speaking, 20 to 25% risk of heart complications that we were just referring to. And there is an acronym CRASH. You know, when you drive Kawasaki motorcycle, you may end up having a crash. Just to remember, you can think this way, like the conjunctivitis or red eyes, rash all over the body, adenopathy or the enlarged lymph nodes, and typically we are dealing here with the cervical, strawberry tongue, red mouth and throat, hands and feet swollen plus rash, those are the symptoms. And when you have these symptoms and plus fever that doesn't resolve, and if it lasts beyond 5 days, okay, then you think about Kawasaki disease. So how do we make the diagnosis? Actually, there is no specific test, but there are multiple tests that gives us a clue. So let's say one may have anemia, elevated white blood cells, elevated CRP, elevated ESR or liver enzymes. On the microscopic urine analysis, you may see mononuclear white blood cells without bacteria. You may see elevated platelet count, okay, and if necessary, doctor may suspect and may do echo to check the coronary arteries and the heart muscles, okay. But to make the final diagnosis, at least 4 out of these 5 crash symptoms has to be there, plus the fever to last for 5 or more days, okay. That is generally believed to be the diagnostic criteria to label the disease as a Kawasaki disease. So if as far as the mortality goes, if the vasculitis in the coronary artery disease, then you know for sure that the diagnosis is of the Kawasaki disease. And there are borderline cases where the insured or the patient may not meet all these criteria, then they are considered as incomplete Kawasaki disease. Okay, so mortality implications wise, how do we underwrite? So to underwrite, generally in majority of the manuals you would see that once diagnosed, at least for 1 year, majority of the manuals would not extend any offer. However, I would say at intro level that you follow your own company specifics, your own underwriting manual that your company expects you to follow, and go from there. Okay? Let's take a quick break and see you soon. Take care. Bye now.